our parole system? Does it work? That's a question that many are asking this morning after news that one of the notorious Skaf rapists could soon be walking free. And this comes as outrage lingers about the system in Victoria, where Adrian Bailey brutally murdered Jill Maher while he was out on parole. And joining us now, today's legal expert, Sam Macedoni. Sam, in a nutshell, are we too soft on these offenders?
Cam, I don't think we're too soft. What I think that where the system is letting us down is that we really aren't preparing people for parole. Parole is an integral part of the system. We've got to have a system where people are released from jail and they're supervised, they're controlled, they're put on certain conditions so that we can implement how they fall back into society. But unless you get them ready for that, it won't work, and that's the problem I think we have been having.
If you take someone who's got this raw evil in them and they've committed a heinous crime like this one,
yes,
deprived women of their liberty and humiliated them over an extended period, if you take someone who's got that innate ability to do that, throw them in jail for 15 years, they're just going to come out with that same innate ability, only they're a lot harder in themselves. They've got a lot more to hold against society, haven't they?
Well, they become a lot more hardened, and because of that, you have to spend that 15 years trying to soften their approach. You've got to educate them, you have got to rehabilitate them, you've got to do everything possible. And what I'm saying is we don't do that because we don't have enough funding and we don't have enough facilities to do that. So what happens is that we hold them there for 15 years. Maybe in the last year we think, oh, well, good, we better give them some sort of rehabilitation or counselling. That doesn't do anything. Personally, I think you should be sentenced to jail for what you did. And if 15 years is appropriate for what this chappie did, well, he should do his 15 years. Then you want another 5 or 6 where you can control him out in society. But unless you get him ready for that, he'll simply come out no better than what he was when he went in, and probably worse.
What is the root cause of this parole failure? Is it the education or the lack of education and rehabilitation within the system, or is it that we put people back out on the streets because it just doesn't seem to be the will with our government to pay for all of this? No one will ever say it, but it's expensive to hold them there. Is that a factor in all this?
It's very expensive to hold them there, and my personal attitude, and I've been involved in the criminal law for over 40 years, is that you get them in, do their time, kick them out. There is rehabilitation in theory, it does happen in practice, but I honestly do not think that they are serious enough with getting people ready for parole. You have got to do a lot more for people to get them ready for parole. I mean, for instance, these bad sex offenders, I mean, they seem to be, you know, on the nose at the moment, but there's a Cubit program that runs in the jail. It goes for about 12 months or something, but they give it to them right near the end, and it's the sort of thing where the people do it, not because they want to improve themselves, but because you have to do it to tick the box to get out. I mean, this is something that should be started very early in the 15 years, and you've got to keep it going for the 50. It's not just a quick fix.
Yeah, so given the way the system works at the moment, would you like this Skaf bloke in your neighbourhood?
Look, none of us would. No, the answer's no, unless someone could convince me that he's been rehabilitated. Unfortunately, as you said, some people never do get rehabilitated. You've got the Jill Maher situation as a perfect example where the bloke had several convictions before. I mean, he should never have been allowed out in the first place.
Yeah, well said, Sam Macedoni. Thank you very much.